Right. All right. I hope everyone is amazing. All right, all right, all right. I want to make sure I get out of all these windows I got up because we already know how we already know how Zoom is. So anyway, hello, hello, hello. Let me see. There is so much going on. Okay, so we are going to talk about the Lionsgate portal. Hope everyone is doing amazing. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can do a little bit of a over here. If you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, comment to replay. That would be amazing. I would love you long time if you did that. I hope everyone is having an amazing weekend. So far, tomorrow is Monday, and school starts back. School starts back here in Memphis. OMG, right? So we are going to talk about something I think that will be amazing and of great benefit to all of you, especially if you are faith driven, if you are in business and you're just looking for kind of a little bit of a kick, you're looking for inner shifts to happen, and you just need a little bit of a push, right? And getting ready for a new season in your business, okay? This is going to be probably a lengthy live, so you probably need to go and get ready, like get you a little snack or two, bring your dinner to, or put your little headphones on so you can listen while you're eating dinner or cooking dinner. But because I want to make sure I get this in, because I think this is going to be so good. And it's going to like cover a lot of things. So anyway, if this is your first time joining me on live, my name is Coach Jay Butler. I am a business and mindset coach. So I help women obviously sell and create and generate revenue, but also with that being said, helping them scale with a group program where they're getting their time and freedom back. I just turned 40 this year. So I'm all about, in this season, I'm all about not necessarily just ease and flow, but freedom and options, right? Because that's going to come along the territory. Like you can have ease and be on welfare. I'm already, you can have ease and be on food stamps. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not interested in that type of life, right? I want freedom and I want options. That's just, I'm just saying. So I'm here, I'm doing a little bit here on Instagram, but everything is going to be on Facebook Live. So Instagram, I'll tell y'all when I get ready to tap out, and I'll tell you all the guide over here, guide you over here to Facebook. So today we're going to talk about the what is it called? The Lionsgate portal. This may not be your cup of tea. I'm just going to put that out there. It is definitely spiritual in so many ways. So it's not religion based, even though there are some comparisons when it comes down to lion and the gate, all of that good stuff. So there are some relatabilities to that, but every year there is a cosmic galactic event called the Lionsgate portal, where the date is August the 8th. If you're asking, like, I thought she does business coaching, like, why should she talk about Lionsgate? Like, she should be talking about 10K months. She should be talking about, well, as a person who is very intuitive, who is very into the spiritual, delve into the spirit realm, because I grew up thinking that spirit realm is just Jesus. And we know that that is far from the truth, right? We know that there are different beings, different, God is not a one-dimensional God. There's several, many hundreds of dimensions that God has created that we can tap into for information, because I don't believe spirituality is something that you have to go back and, figure out the pyramids and all this other stuff. So you can believe whatever you want to believe is what I'm trying to tell you. But today, I'm really trying to give you some clarity just in case you're interested and you want to research more. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with researching it, because I do believe that at some level, you need to question why you believe what you believe, because I had to do that. I ain't going there, but I'm just saying. So when we talk about, quote unquote, the M word that everybody hates to, is kind of overused in the spiritual community, manifestations, because we get tired of hearing that all the time. Like, I'm so sick of hearing about how to manifest. Well, manifest is just nothing but pulling in what you've already created. That's all it is. Like, it's just through surety, through love, through I know, right? Crown. I know who I am. I just pull it through. I declare it, I decree it, and it's here. There is no rifts about it, right? There's no conflict. There's no argument back and forth with God about what you want, right? You desire is if it's desires of your heart, and you hold on to the faith despite of your circumstances, it shall come to pass, right? Y'all let me know if that makes sense. Facebook, am I freezing? Y'all please tell me. So the Lionsgate portal is a collective event here in the earth realm. So in the earth realm, people are collectively feeling this feeling of euphoria, expectancy. I'm expecting something big to happen in my life. I'm welcoming in a new sense of expectation, all of that, right? So let's talk about the basis of that. So when we talk about the 8-8 portal, I didn't have my notes last year when I talked about this, and people were manifesting left and right. I don't know if some of y'all remember last year when I talked about the Lionsgate, and people were like, Jay, when you did that live, I manifested this, and this. So I'm just telling you that things can happen if you are intentional about it happening, which means that your emotions have to be rooted in what you desire, not from the TV, not from what's going on out there, but literally you're moving in another dimension. You're in the eye of the storm. You're in the peace where there's war. You're in the stillness where there's chaos. Like, everything could be happening around you, and you just sitting there chilling with your little, I don't know if you drink it. I don't drink. So your little virgin pina colada. I don't know. Glass of wine if you do. I don't know. But the cosmic event is what? It's basically the sun, which is in Leo, the Earth, the planet that we are on, Orion's belt. And I remember learning more about Orion's belt when I was in Egypt, the Giza pyramids, because I learned that the tombs, the pharaohs that did the Giza pyramid, the pharaoh that was doing it, he wanted the opening, the portal of his pyramid, like his tomb, if you will, to have an opening towards Orion's belt. It was very interesting. I think everybody should go to Egypt, especially if you're the faith, Christian, you need to go. You really need to go. You go cry the whole time you're there, but you go. You need to go. Orion's belt and the star Sirius are all lined up. So sun and Leo, the sun is the sun, Earth, Orion's belt, and the star Sirius are all lined up, which is activated by the rising of the star Sirius. Now, this quote is something I really want y'all to maybe jot down, or when you look at it again, if you catch the replay, this quote, I really want you to take in and put it in your spirit. It says that, and when you want something, and when you want something, and when you want something, I got to say it over and over again so you can hear it. When you want something, God orchestrates the universe in helping you to achieve it. And when you want something, God orchestrates the universe in helping you to achieve it. I want this. I want this. I really want to, get my business together. Get specific about what you desire. I know that many times we've written down what we want. Some of us journal, like myself, some of us, but I need you to be very clear. I need you to be very clear about what you desire. The Lionsgate is already open. Okay, it's already open. So it opened up on the 28th of July, but it peaks on the 8th. It closes on the 12th. So it closes on the 12th. It's been open all this time. So you're not late. You're actually on time, but the peak is on the 8th. So that's Tuesday for us. Okay. When you wake up, probably even like you probably woke up today, even tomorrow, you're going to start feeling a feeling of an expectation. Like, I really feel good today. Like, for some reason, like before, I just remember getting ready to go back to school because that's usually the time that school goes back, or getting ready to. You feel this sense of, gosh, fall is on the way. And what is fall associated with? Harvest. Harvest time. So we're approaching the last month of summer. So, getting ready. We're getting ready to transition over into the season of autumn, which is also known as the harvest time. So all the seeds that you've planted all year long should come up during this time in the harvest season. You still got time, but this is really the time to get very specific about some things that you want from God, from source. The feeling of expectation and abundance is really something you want to hold very steady, right? There's going to be a lot of news. There's going to be a lot of chaotic events that may come up that may kind of shake you a little bit when it comes down to your feeling, your belief system, and all these other things. And it's going to sound as if it's colliding with the vision that you wrote out for yourself. But I want to employ you and really encourage you to limit your news intake. Limit your information from outside. Not saying that you can't know what's going on, because I think it's important at some capacity that you know. But when you start to delve into people's opinion, oh gosh, we're getting ready to it's about to get bad. They've been saying these things for years. I tell, this is the thing I want to let you know. You're in the earth realm, okay? You didn't make your way in here loopsy daisy. I mean, you're in a nation, right? Most of us are in America. So America is already crazy, right? It's crazy. But I always tell people, does all of what's going on outside, does it affect you personally on an everyday basis? Most of the time, it's no. Oh, girl, did you hear about so-and-so? How does it affect you personally? Did you hear that the dollar crashing? Did you use the dollar this morning to go to McDonald's? Did you use the dollar to go to Starbucks? As of today, the dollar is working, right? People are still doing international transactions. I understand there may be some challenges that come along with, but as of today, what seeds are you planting today to reap a harvest, right? So expectation is very important in this season. And many of us are going to have to understand a couple of things too when it comes down to abundance and all of these things. It's going to be very hard for some of you to sit down and write a list. Like years and years ago, it used to be so easy to write down a list of goals that you wanted to achieve by, 3 months, 6 months, a year. And now it's become increasingly difficult because of the distractions, and our brains wire for short form content. Our brains are becoming programmed to only receive small bits of data at a time. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Facebook, y'all get what I'm saying? It used to be so easy. It used to be very easy. So now we're in a season where people are going to have to start concentrating. I need y'all to really understand concentration. So when you are writing these things down to prepare yourself to receive, because again, when you want something, God orchestrates the universe in helping you to achieve it. If I am writing these things down, then I'm writing out what I desire to see happen, but I also need to write out something else. I need to write out the characteristics, the behaviors, the beliefs that comes along with the materialization of those things that I desire to maintain, sustain, grow, multiply these pieces. Because a lot of times we'll be asking God for money and we don't know how to manage it. Money is not the issue, because you can manifest money all day long. You can manifest money, you can manifest clients all day long. But when it comes down to the achieving of sustainability, to have more of an investor mindset than a consumer mindset, that is when we start to lose some of these visions. So if we're going to bring in the overflow, what needs to happen now, right? It ain't about, we got to release and we got to don't do this. It's not a list of don'ts. It's not a list. It's just now it's time for like preparing for the overflow. So with that regard, right, you just need to be ready. I said, Spirit gave me something last night I want to share with you. And Holy Spirit was like, if I was to give you 50 clients at one time, would you be able to receive all of them without crashing your business? And I just had to look at him. Look at him in my mind. That's what you need to be. That's the level of preparation that you need to prepare for. If God was to give you 50 clients all at one time, in one day, at the same time, everybody was ready, everybody was credit worthy, everybody had their credit cards ready, everybody was ready to pay the price, everybody was ready to bring. If all those people came and was like, you had an inbox DM, I'm ready. Because see, sometimes we think that the slowdown or this little bit of a like we're thinking that is like God is telling us to, like, you ain't ready for the next level, or you're going to dry up, or now you're overthinking about things. No, you need to prepare for the overflow. That's just 100. If 50 clients ready to go, would you be able to withstand? Or would you get overwhelmed and be like, because you know how we do, emotions will completely take over. So I want to also mention that is literally in alignment to, because everything is like spiritually, galactically, in so many ways, also aligns with what's happening in the earth. So as we know, on earth as it is in heaven, as above, so below. The Nile River usually floods around this time. So when the Nile River floods, the Egypt in so many ways, Cairo specifically, has a bit of a celebration. Because when the Nile River overflows, if you will, then it gives an indication that they don't get alarmed about it. They don't get afraid. Like, we would freak out if we saw, like, I'm in Memphis, so the nearest river we have is the Mississippi. There's some, and Memphis, Egypt, right? So Memphis, Tennessee is where I am. So there is a connection there in so many ways. We have a pyramid here. Don't keep me going, but you know what I mean. There is some connectivity, but the Nile River floods. So when that happens, that area celebrates the flood, the overflow in that regards. So that's why I want you all to start thinking about specificity when it comes down to what you desire to bring through. This is not woo-woo. This is just anyway, right? Like, it is, please do not take this the wrong way. And this is my belief system. You don't have to adopt what I said. We can always disagree. That's why sometimes I don't believe in favor. That's just you holding the law. Like, the laws of the universe. Like, you don't really know them. You're unconsciously or consciously adhering to a law. Everybody is deserving of the best life, because when you say deserve, that means that there are people that don't deserve. Whoever adheres to the law, right? Law of abundance, law of cause and effect, law of assumption, law of attraction. I can keep going. But those who line up with that law in so many ways, which means what God is no respecter of persons, that means that anybody can really get what they want. Because if that's the case, I'm just going to be 100. Like, oh, they don't deserve that because, okay, so what about the elites? Ain't nobody say that about them. I guess everybody that we think that's doing bad, they should be okay. But we forgot that there are some very powerful people in that 1% that is getting all of everything, getting the spoils of everything that everybody else is doing. So you get to tap into a realm. I told y'all, what did I say? You get to create your own utopia. But the difference between you and them people up there in so many ways, they have the audacity, whereas you feel like you have to work and be in God's right standing in so many ways in order to have the audacity. People don't like when I talk like that. Because people like to feel like I got it up here and you don't. Like, I feel like I'm over you, or I'm preferred and you're not. That's literally not what this is. Humans like to feel that way. I like to feel special. This happened to me and that didn't happen to you. So that means you got to pray a little harder, or you need to tithe, or you need to do this. But these people over here are being blessed and they don't tithe. And then we'll start to insert eternal damnation. We'll start to insert that, oh, well, they're going to hell because what prophets made the whole world lose. So, that scripture. But at the end of the day, that is because there is some connection to indoctrination and making you feel like you are special and you're going to get special treatment and you're going to get this and you're going to get that. No, this is all about you just telling God, this is what I want. And God is within you. It has to line up. You can't have fear. I need to pull myself back because I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Intentions are set. Be specific, right? Write out the vision. Write out in great detail what you desire, right? It's your business. This is some of the things I teach my clients. You have to have vision. You won't even get up and move like you're supposed to. That's why a lot of us lack motivation. I can't motivate. Like, as a coach, my job is not to motivate you. You have to be motivated. Motivation comes from within, which means that you have to see the vision, and the vision moves and presses you towards the mark. Because you're called higher. I'm just saying. Because we really be thinking. We really be thinking. We really do. Okay. Self-discovery. Like, who are you, and who are you becoming in this next season? Right? Who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? So Instagram, I'm going to end over here. Just come over to Facebook. My name on Facebook is Jayna, Jayna Butler. So I'm going to end the live here. Come over to Facebook, get the rest. Self-discovery. Who are you today? Who are you today? You need to discover that. When you get these things, what type of woman is getting this stuff? What type of woman is getting, $30,000 months, $25,000 months? Who's getting this? $50,000, $100,000 months? Who's getting the millions? What type of woman is getting that? If she wants a husband, if she wants a spouse, if she wants, to get engaged and all these other pieces, what type of woman is receiving that? Is she at her absolute best self to manifest her divine equivalent? Because divine equivalent, it could be the best, or it can be wherever you are right now, especially when you say you're ready. You get where you are in so many ways. So the lion, right? Also, if we want to get to the point of, y'all seen this on camera. This thing was bothering me. Y'all see, I got my ponytail. So there is an alignment of the Lion of Judah. So which also goes to my next point, because we think about the lion, we think about roaring, we think about power. And the Lion of Judah in the Christian faith is Jesus, right? Jesus the Christ. And the lion, like I said, is very powerful. There's a roar. There is a mighty, mighty like disruption. So the disruption of what? Disruption of entering. This is the expectation. The expectation is that there is a feeling of Christ that has flooded into my life. When you think about Christ, it's the absolute highest version of love, which is my next piece, is that whatever you decide to manifest, whatever you decide to materialize, whatever you decide to make a list of, that make sure you're doing it from a place of love. Make sure you are doing it from a place of collective and unconditional love, not only for yourself, but for everybody that will be impacted by that, right? So if it is, I want to manifest $50,000 in my business per month, right? So what does that mean from a place of love? I'm not doing that from an ego place, but I'm doing this because what do I want to do in terms of that $50,000? Now, you can make money because you want to. You don't even have to give a reason as to why, but if you want to assign meaning and purpose to it, which also roots your emotions in what you want, because a lot of times we don't manifest because of our emotions are not connected to the purpose and the meaning of it, because most of us were taught that we had to have a why as to why we're doing something. People say, I want to create a business. Well, why? Why do you want to start a business? Nobody asks you why you want to get a job. When you say, I need to be looking for a job, well, why? Some people ask why if you have been successful. Now, I've asked people that when they've been successful in business and they all of a sudden say, I'm going to go look for a job. And it's like, why? And I say, but Jade, I just can't take it anymore. I can't, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I got it. I understand. But do you need to like pivot in your business, or we need to look at something else? You see what I'm saying? So at this point, if you feel like you have absolutely no connection to what you are writing out, like I want to travel to, I'm just going to give a name, like Brazil, right? I want to travel to Brazil. What's in Brazil? When you get deeper into why you want to travel to Brazil, it really raises up your emotions, right? You'll feel an increase in heightened sense of connection to you going to Brazil. Hint, 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 hint. This is how you can manifest quicker. So if I want to get past survival, but I want to start operating from a place of self-transcendence and from a place of my own personal utopia to enjoy the earth realm as it stands today, then I really want to go to Brazil because I want to partake in, the food there. I want to see museums. If there's a specific landmark I want to go to, I want to go to Paris. So in Paris, what do I want to do in Paris? I want to visit the Eiffel Tower. I want to eat baguettes in the cafe. I want to drink coffee, during 1 o'clock. I want to see what it looks like at 9 o'clock at night when they say the sun is still up in the sky, stuff like that. There is a sense of connection when you desire to make a list and bring things through, which is why a lot of times people manifest faster because of the emotions that come up when they're specific about what they want. Make sense? Y'all let me know if I'm off. So you're coming in with this intent, right? So let's go to the second phase about planning for the future. What does that look like for you? We're not trying to move in a state of fear anymore. Like we're just not. No one's interested in having that type of life. So when we take the word plan, right? Plan is an intention or decision about what one is going to do. Let's go here. What am I deciding to do? This is your next 12 months we're talking about. This is not January 1st. Because quiet as it's kept, you may or may not be, most of us are not, nowhere near the goals that we set back in January. But we do have an opportunity. We do have an opportunity to speed shot this time. We have an opportunity to speed shot the type of life that we want through this type of portal. Okay, so let's go back. Decision. A plan ain't nothing but a list of decisions. I need y'all to write that down. Plan ain't nothing but a list of decisions. An intention or decision. It's a decision about what one is going to do. Well, I plan on. No, you don't. You didn't plan on. When people say plan on, they didn't plan. I plan on sitting down. That's not a plan. You know what I said I was gonna plan and sit down. That's not a plan. That's an intent. That's an intent. That means I'm aiming for that. I'm aiming to sit down. But when I have a plan, see, businesses, corporations have a strategic plan. I don't know, that just did something to me. I don't know if y'all, anyway, I'll be quickening my own self. It's literally like companies have strategic plans. So why don't you have a strategic plan for your life? Why is there never a strategic plan for your life? Why is it always kind of willy-nilly when it comes down to your life? We put more emphasis on planning somebody's baby shower than we do our own life. You know, that's a problem. People will plan for Beyonce's Renaissance concert and have absolutely no idea what they're going to do the next month. Shout out to everybody who went to Beyonce concert. Okay. This is not to guilt anybody that went to the concert, because you can do whatever you want to. So when you look up strategic plans, right? Strategic plans is about the process of defining its direction. I don't know where I'm going. And you know what? This is why this Lionsgate portal, like tonight, y'all need to sit down. And you need to come up with a strategic plan for your life. Like it's the process of defining, y'all. It's the process of defining. Let me start over because I'm about to run. Strategic planning is an organization, and in your case, a person's process of defining its strategy or direction and making decisions on allocating its resources to attain the goals. I ain't even coming from a Bible, but that right there, I don't even know if y'all just even get. See, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I be so in the air sometimes, and some people be like, but then y'all, like, you got to hear what I'm saying. So if I don't know where I'm going, look at the whole year. Some of us been in and out of jobs, in and out of the Indeed, in and out of programs, buying little here, their, courses, going to somebody's master class, going to somebody's, workshop downtown. I'm going to somebody's event. I'm going to fly to this conference. I'm going to see Oprah. Girl, they having an empowerment brunch. A strategic plan is in your case, a process of defining its strategy or direction, making decisions on allocating its resources. And you still haven't got a fraction of what you said you were going to get done, because there is no process of defining a direction. You don't even know where you're going. All right, I'm finna go right into fussing. Here we go. Coach J has been activated. I'm going from teaching to fussing. This is hashtag with love. And I'm putting myself in where I'm about to go at. You can't be in everybody's face and you don't even know where you're going. is going and doing all these things in alignment to the direction, to the plans, the list of decisions that you made. That's not a part of the plan. Because I think I'm going to do drop shipping. That was not a part of the plan. That's not a plan. That's not part of it. Girl, what I said I was going to do, I was going to start me a Shopify. Is that a part of the plan? Because you don't know nothing about Shopify. You don't have any patience to sit down and set the thing up. You start things and don't finish. We don't finish anything. We have great plans. I tell people we're intentional, but we don't finish anything. So when it comes down to manifesting things, and you wonder why everything in your life is incomplete, there should be a sense and I gotta finish this. There has to be a completion to this, right? So I need to manifest a person that sees things to the end. Because if I'm recognizing that in order for me to say, I want to move here, I want to move to LA, I want to move to New York, I want to move to Paris, I want to move to Belize or whatever. These are things that it sounds as if we would like to do those things. I mean, it would be cool if. It would be nice if we sold the house and just barrel across the United States in an RV. Why isn't that a part of the plan? If that's a desire of yours, why can't you materialize that? Because you think like it's people usually are not, they don't do what they say they want to do because they don't want the feedback. Why y'all selling y'all house? That's crazy. Y'all better keep y'all house. And everybody, when they say, what if, I just stop listening because they immediately go to the worst case scenario. Well, what if? Well, what if not? Because I don't live like that. Sometimes you got to cut people off. We made the decision. It's according to our strategic plan. Because see, this is the thing. This is the part where it's going. I need y'all to do this with God. Manifest this with God. I need you to plan with God. Girl, God approved the plan. I feel good about it. I feel nervous about it, but I feel really good about it. What does the soul want? It's not about what the body feels good with. Y'all, I don't know if y'all sleep. Businesses have strategies, right? You need a strategy for your life. Your Sunday dinner shouldn't have more intention than your life does. Girl, we said we're going to get together this barbecue. We're going to go. Where y'all going to be in the next 5 years or the next 12 months? So this is the piece, right? So if I'm planning and I'm getting detailed, but I also, this is the kicker, I also leave room for the divine to sweep in to do things in a fashion that is speeds up. Y'all, that right there just did something. Because even though I may have said that this time, August 2024, this is what I want to achieve. But when you have faith, when you have the emotions as if it's already done and etched in, as if you're walking in that right now, like you're walking in the spirit of that person that has already received that which you have written down and declared on paper as law, baby, you'll probably get it in less than 90 days. Next thing you know, you done looked up and woke up and said, how I get the beliefs already? Girl, it just happened. So when you let me tell so when you start to really, really understand speed shots in the quantum realm, when you start to really understand, boom, like, I mean, I'm talking about straight slingshots, quantum leaps. Because I'm gonna tell y'all this, some of y'all fail to figure you're not getting any younger. You're not getting any younger. Some of y'all are getting to the point of either you're coming to the time of divine intervention or of divine timing. Because some of y'all getting older and you really like dragging your feet on this stuff. But if you say, I've always wanted to have a business that's this and the third, I've always wanted to have a business that was blah, 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 right? This is good stuff. Y'all, hope y'all catching this. I've always prayed to ask God to do this for me. But then you see year after year after year, it ain't coming to pass. But why is that? Because you don't believe it's true for you. You don't believe it's true for you. You see somebody else, you're like, girl, you deserve that. Girl, you worked hard. I've seen you. But is it true for me though? And many times we think that I'm getting older and maybe being a millionaire is just not something I just absolutely need to do. There's so much going on here. No, actually being a millionaire makes absolute sense right now because of what's going on. So some of y'all really be thinking that you can be coddled in your stuff, in your mess, and in your lack, because just because your light's on and your water is running and all is seemingly well, and you got your house and everything's fine, there is also a settlement, a sense of settlement in that, because abundance actually comes where it's like, I don't want this house no more. I want a bigger house. I want a big house. But it's, the real estate, interest rates is crazy. What's your point? Why are you worried about interest rates? Pay the house off. Of course, if you ask for a 30-year mortgage, you're going to be paying more. Just pay it off. If you got a business, pay it off. If you think in 30 years, 35, 40-year mortgage, of course it's going to take forever. You'll be paying triple because of the interest rate. But I mean, I don't operate by regular. That's probably why I ain't got no husband that's think crazy like me. I think a little psychotic because I'm like, okay, I just pay it off. Like, it's not that deep. Girl, the interest rate is too high. I mean, it ain't high. I mean, what's your point? Tell me something I don't know. So you need to start creating the ideals and stop wasting time just because you think I'm getting older. Things are, the children got to go back to school and it's got to happen. And we want, stability. Sometimes stability is going to cost you in the long run. Because you're too settled. And most of y'all ain't gonna be able to experience abundance like you should supposed to, is because you're too rooted in stability. Abundance wants to come in, but if it's too abundant to where God is saying to you, you wake up in the middle of the night and God gave you a vision, say you and your family need to get up and y'all need to go to, move to Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, whatever. Kids in school, stop. You don't know what's up and around the corner. The desires of your heart should speak louder than the stability that you have right now. I told you I gotta look at this live again for myself, because I don't even know I open my mouth, stuff just come out. You really do need to start honoring the fact that the divine God has plans to, like, your soul is shifting you into another dimension. And you so busy worried about keeping your little pretty house, your pretty 3, 4, 5 bedroom house with the little yard in the back. And it may be time for you to go in the next year. If all hell break out in this country, you're gonna be okay with just sitting here and just hope for the best. So you want freedom. And some people may stay here. I don't know what that means for you, right? Planning. Just because you sweet and kind don't mean anything. What are you planning for? Why are you building this business? If you are not building your business, I need y'all to hear me real good. And you can do whatever you want to with your business, to be honest. But I'm just telling you from a woman's standpoint, especially somebody that hit 40, because you know I am 40. I keep throwing it around because I'm so excited to be 40. But as a woman, period, you should be building a company where there is less hand-holding. There's less gotta be there just to make it work. You need a scalable business where you're setting up your company to receive cash, clients, sales every single day. So to support all of these things, because I'm gonna tell y'all this, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get ready to get off of here. Many times we don't go all the way because our businesses are not set up in a way that supports abundance. It's rooted in doing just enough to feel like you progressing. Does that make sense? I just want to provide you with some substance, because emotions are going to tear some of y'all up. And all you need to do is put yourself in a position where you're just going live, you're creating content, and people are just coming. Because I'm gonna tell y'all this, there is about to be a huge sea of people that are ready to work with you. That door is about to open. Like, it's literally about to open. I would even suggest that you start creating, like, what type of clients do you want to work with in this season, in the next 12 months? What are different types of companies that you want to work with? What are some brands that I want to connect with? You know, what are types of organizations that I want to, you see what I'm saying? I feel like I'm talking to myself. It's literally about, like, the list of decisions that you're making, the list of decisions. I'm deciding to work with this company. This is how I come, like, when I make plans and I write down what I want to see happen, I write it down as I have decided that I want to do business with this company. But it's a plan. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like, it would be nice, it would be cool if, I'm just gonna see. No, planning is intentional. Planning is get a cup of coffee, tea, chips, fruit, whatever you eating. Put your phone on DND, meditate, ask God, tell God, listen, we're about to have a meeting. earth and heaven are about to have a meeting today. Because there's some decisions I got to make about my life, about my business, about my future, and I can't afford to play these next 12 months. That ain't happening. And see, I get real extra. See, and today is actually my day of planning, which is, it's very timely that I came on live today. I did a planning session with the matriarchs. What was that? Week before? Last week? Not this past week before that. We did a long-term plan. I told them, I said, y'all need to sit down and you need to plan out what you want your business to look like. This is why things are not moving in the trajectory where you want it to move. Like I told y'all are not getting younger. Like everything going forward, starting today, needs to be bold, big, and unapologetic. And if people question you, you're doing the most, you're doing too much, you need to cut them off, do not alert for a season. Maybe you need to block them for a minute. I can't afford to do nothing. I'm being called to wealth. And at this point, the next 20 years have to be absolutely supportive. Because I'm building for the what? Next 400 years. We putting too much emphasis on what's going to happen instead of creating what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with the presidential election because, quite frankly, I really don't care about that, to be honest. But what if they said is, they said so and so good. I don't care if little Bo Peep get it. I'm still going to be good. Me and mine still going to be good because I don't vote according to history. I vote according to my personal preference about what's going on in my life and who I am and what I do. I vote according to that. I don't vote according to the collective agreement to bring in history and we doing this, that, and the third. I don't care about that. I vote according to my beliefs. So you could put The Rock in the White House. I really don't care. But my decisions, my list of decisions are going to be absolutely in support of the type of life that I want to have, that I want to experience as a woman in this earth realm with this body that I have, because I'm a spiritual being living an earthly experience. This body is just a vehicle for my soul to get around, for my spirit to get around. After that, it's done. After we did all we wanted to do and my time is up, then I need to leave with absolutely no regrets. I don't want to get in my hospital bed and say, I just wish that I could go back to 2023 and just, no, because that time is over. I don't want any regrets. I should have just invested in that girl when I said, why can't you do it now? What's the problem? Well, money is air. Manifest it. What's the problem? Bring it in. Declare, decree it. Walk in as if it's done. End the story. We're moving on. What else is new? Call it in. Because sometimes you feel like you have to hustle to go get it. I call it in. And whatever I do is from a place of love. When you live in the state of fear, that's when things don't happen. That's when things don't come to pass. That's why there's a delay. So planning for the future. Planning for the future is about the process of defining what decisions you are making in order for your business, your life, to be experienced at the highest level possible to bring happiness and bliss and joy in your life. Let me tell you, I'm gonna say this, and I don't have that kind of time to be emotionally stressed. Okay, I don't have that kind of time. I was telling my friend this last night. Me and her was talking, and I said, as a single woman with a child, right? I don't have the bandwidth to sit and, entertain people that is not going in the direction that I'm going. I'm not here for that. I really don't care. Like, dating to me right now is just not my cup of tea. Because if I decide to date, if I decide to partake in a relationship and all this stuff, I just don't have the bandwidth. I got a kid to get ready for the world. She's 15. We got 3 more years to go. And in order for me to stay rooted in the vision that I have for my life, that means that I'm going to have to really put my head down. And I'm not saying I have to go 10 times harder. That's not what I'm saying. But I have to be very concentrated in this season. Everything let me take that back. Nothing in my life can be diluted. Like, I'm not doing a little bit and just a little bit just to say I'm doing it. I'm just going to post. No, I'm very intentional. I was trying to see if you want to go out and do what? Are we talking about land? Are we talking about joint ventures? Are we talking about partnership? Like, are we talking about? Because if it's not talking about how we're going to be economically sound, I don't want to have a conversation about that. And no, I'm not cooking and cleaning. It's not happening. This is Lionsgate Porter, baby. This is the last, 5 months of the year. Power made. I don't even halfway cook in my house like I'm supposed to. You there and do that for someone? Not happen. That's me though. But if I was married, if I was married, we'd be having a family meeting. Okay, so what we gonna do? We need to sit down and figure this out. If I'm in a relationship, because when you start talking like that, sometimes it threatens the stability because they like, well, we all right. Hold on. Let's come from a state of longevity here. I want you to plan for longevity. Like a year from now, set up the infrastructure, right? So whatever I'm planning for tonight, I'm doing it with intent. I'm doing it with spiritual rooting. I'm doing it with conscientious planning, strategy, making sure that the resources, do I need to create a Google document just to make this work? What are some resources I need to be looking at? In order for me to do this, where do I need to go to make this process? And how much is it going to cost? Because I'm going to tell y'all this, when you start put price points to things and you looking at it like, I got to come with this money. No, ma'am. God, this is how much it costs. You think I'm going to sit up and go and stress out about how much some is? Oh, y'all. Maybe this live from me. Because when I mean, you sit there and you be thinking like, oh, great, it's too much. It's going to cost us so much money. Why y'all freak out? Why y'all freak out? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. For us to have all this faith and we sit in church or sit with our Bibles open, why do you freak out about stuff like that? Do you not understand that? I just tell God, okay, so it's going to cost this. We already know where we at. But I'm tapping into what I know I got. So I'm not going to walk around here stressed about how much this stuff is going to be, because you're going to take care of all that. All I got to do is stay in expectation and just watch it roll in. When I am in a place of high vibrational, spiritual expectation, especially when it comes down to your desires, when it comes down to what you are declaring, what you want out of your business, out of your life, etc., your health, your relationships, whatever that is. You got to come from a state of expectation in accordance to, if I'm making a strategic plan, if there are prices, if there are resources that are not local that I need to be going to, then the divine, you leave divine room. You leave God with space to bring it to you in miraculous ways where it saves you time. This ain't woo-woo. I ain't tell y'all to go and get no crystal, all this kind of stuff. I ain't tell you to do that. I mean, if you want to go do that, it's up to you. I don't care. Like, I don't have to do all that. For me, it's about just opening my mouth and saying what I got, what it is. This is what's going to happen. Sometimes, like when you, okay, so tonight, like this is my notebook for like my work or whatever, but this is my journal. This is my journal. So my journal is all about like, whatever I write in this thing is what it is. This is what's happening. This is what's coming. This is the decisions I've made. I'm so crazy down to the name. I'm writing addresses. I'm writing colors. I'm writing the name of the thing. Some people say, well, write your dates out. No, because all I'm going to say, what? All I'm going to say, August the 6th. They're here already. I've already, like, when I write it down, I say this is what I want. At the time that I said this, that's when it starts to come in. Y'all here? Y'all here? This is the, it ain't, you know, I've been writing down all of what I said I wanted to do, and it just ain't happened yet. Because you wrote it down without consciousness. You wrote it down without being aware of what you was writing down. You just write. You got to be aware of what you are writing. And when you write it down, it happened today. I've decided that today, this is what we have. So as of today, this is, you know, where we live. We got this. We sold the house today. We just signed this new whatever today. This happened today. August the 6th is the day that it came to pass. I'm just waiting on the delivery. It's like Amazon. You put in the date. I mean, you put in your what you want, right? You put in what you want. And what day did you order it? The 6th. Oh, well, when is it coming? It said 2-day shipping. It said 3-day shipping. It said it'll be here in a week. It said it'll be here. But sometimes it get there earlier. It can say the 12th, but it may get here on the 10th. And look, when it get here early, you're like, oh, okay, it got here earlier than I expected. I'm in the expectation. When I write it down, that's the expectation. I expect this to come. If I say that I'm gonna, you know, visit Nigeria, I'm just throwing out something. If I'm throwing out that, you know, I want to go and visit New York and look for a place to live, and people talking about how much the rent is and how much the mortgage, okay, But at the end of the day, this is what I'm going to say. But the reason why I'm also going to say, because I have an emotional rooting to this, is because my business is going to be online and I can literally work with my clients anywhere. Because at the end of the day, God, the universe, upon the declaration, out of your mouth comes God. This is what I want to do. The universe has to, on a spiritual level, start to intertwine, move away, pull apart, bring together. Things have to start shifting and shaking for me to get, it's got to speedily make its way to me. If I hold to what I want, I can't let it go. If it's a year from now, people say, you said you was going to be, it's coming. Just take a little longer than expected, which everything's going to be. Because if I don't see it, it doesn't mean it hasn't happened or it's not going to happen. It just means it's coming at the appointed time. Absolutely, Monique. She said Amazon ordered today. I know it's coming. I'm not going to call Amazon 3 times a day and ask, is my package on the way? I know that the package is on the way. Like people do all the tracking and stuff, track your package. The only time I track my package is if somebody asks me if I'm doing something for somebody else. They say, can you track my package? Like my daughter be like, Mama, when is it? And I'll look, for her sake. But I know that when I open the door and I get an email or a text to say that something is delivered, I just open my door and it's there. Because I've already ordered it. It's the expectation that it's coming. I'm trying to help you to get what you want to get. So the intent. So today, while y'all watching TV and all this other stuff, you need to have a meeting with God. You need to sit and have a meeting with God. You need to have a meeting with your inner G, the Holy Spirit. You need to sit down, the spirit of discernment, the spirit of infinite intelligence, to have a corporate personal life planning meeting. Tap in to. And see, because I don't want my thoughts to be their thoughts. I want to make sure that when a desire pops up or something comes up that I say, what I really want to do, where I want to go this year, and I say, I want to visit, whatever. And I'm like, okay, am I saying that or is there somebody out there? Because we got to remember that thoughts are always swimming. Thoughts are always circulating. Thoughts are like money. It's like digital. It's swimming. So you got to make sure discernment comes in and saying, okay, is that for me? Is that thought for me? Is that a desire or just an idea? An idea is something that anybody can think of. A desire, a desire is something I hold on to and say, okay, that's for me. And if something shifts within you to know that that is for you. And you write it down. Planning is not 15 minutes. For women, not for men, they can plan. I just did my little plan in 10 minutes and that was it. Okay, but for women, it's a little bit more intentional because we are ruled by our emotions and our intuition. So we have to decide, like, emotionally and intuitively, does it make sense for us and our children if you have them? If it's just for you, you got to be like, does it support me as a woman? Because I don't operate like a man. I just don't. I just don't. So I have to make sure that whatever I decide, I told y'all this is the age of Aquarius. This is the age of the feminine. Is this cutting off? Is this frozen? Y'all give me some hearts, everything okay. If I'm in the age of the feminine, So the woman, things are bellowing out. Like the woman is being challenged right now. It's a lot of things that are barreling towards women right now. No matter if you're single, married, engaged, a lady in waiting, at the end of the day, women are going through it. Okay. And when I say through it, that means things are coming towards us. So we have to start thinking about our emotional and mental stamina and health when it comes down to planning. But also recognizing that when we are planning from that place, and we're not planning anything that is average, we're planning for abundance. We're planning for abundance. And if you have a family, you need to add probably 50% on top of that abundance. Because whatever you decide, like y'all, some of y'all don't have a choice but to become a millionaire. A $10,000 a month business is poverty. It just is. I know you don't like that. It's a $10,000 a month business is poverty. It's a poverty business, it's a poor business. But at least we try. Stop. You're not in preschool. Think, CEO. $10,000 a month is too low. Some of y'all need to make some bodacious, crazy, like if you said $20,000 or $25,000 or $30,000, I need you to probably raise it up another 20 to 30,000. You can't do average stuff no more just because you heard it 3 years ago. Some of y'all need to be aiming towards 6-figure months. Like that's just the reality. This sounds so overwhelming. It's supposed to be when you don't have any faith. It's supposed to be if you don't have a plan. It's supposed to be overwhelming when you don't have a plan. You ever made a plan? Of course it's overwhelming. Of course it seems like a lot. Of course it seems like it's gonna, oh, I just don't want to miss out on stuff. Please stop. Sit down and plan it out. How do you maximize and optimize the time that you have, maximize your opportunities, connect with the right people intuitively, create a plan every single day, and do it with intention? And stop giving way to all these distractions that's online, on the news. You don't have that kind of time. I want abundance and I want to manifest. Sit down and think. Sit down and read. Sit down and plan. Take intuitive steps towards your goal. And stop being lazy and stop putting off. Making quick decisions. I told y'all sometimes we're too slow when it comes down to decisions. I think that's also that's a conflict in the spiritual community and in religion too. Like some people say, well, you need to sleep on it, or you need to wait a while. That is a middle class concept. Did you know that? I need to by this week, by the end of the week. Don't say it's because you are looking at your money, but you actually want to make, you are saying yes. Don't you know when you make the decision, everything has to align with that yes? But yeah, whatever. If you're gonna do what you want to do. My yes comes with, it's got to get done. I don't say yes and then I'm manifesting. I've already done that. That's why you got to be careful of what you tell people. Sometimes you don't have to go and tell people that you say yes to something. You say it in your soul first, and it comes. I don't tell people that I'm getting ready to like I'm going to invest in your service. So right now it's a yes, but I'm manifesting it. No, I'm going to watch the person and I'm going to tell God, this is what I want, or this is where I want to go. This is what I want to. And sometimes silence and an inner yes slingshots you faster than going around telling everybody you're going to do something and it don't come to pass. Everybody manifests in different ways. So you got to determine, because some people manifest when they go and tell everybody what they're getting ready to do. But when you do that and you have not rooted yourself in emotions and you are weak when it comes down to sustaining yourself in the yes, because when you tell people about what you're getting ready to do or what you have done or what you want to bring through, you leave it to be open to people's opinion, suggestion. And what starts to happen is that you start to second guess yourself, because most of the time you're telling people because you feel like you want to be accountable, but you're telling people that have never done anything supernatural in the last 2 to 3 years. I tell you, and I'm be honest with you, please don't feel any guilt if I say this, because it is what it is. But 2020 showed me who I can tell my manifestations and my visions to. 2020 showed me exactly who I need to be communicating with. And when 2020 showed me, I shut my mouth to a lot of people. I was like, oh, yes. They believe this. So how dare I tell them about, they don't think I'm that crazy. No judgment now, right? Don't judge me at this point, because some people are realizing what's happening, what's going on, and it's okay. But you have to be very careful and protect, because if you know that the world, if we're in the Lion's Gate, right? So everybody's trying to figure out how to manifest. Everybody's trying to figure out how to get the money. America, I'm going to tell you this. I'm sorry, it's the truth. You cannot live a restful life when you are poor. You cannot live a life of freedom and ease and soft life when your business is not performing. I don't care what you're doing. There is absolutely I don't care. You can come in my DMs and argue with me with kickboxing gloves on. You can kick and scream and fight me in the DMs. You cannot live a restful life. You cannot live, I'm just want to rest. No, you are confused. So you want to tell people out here that you are, I just took some time to rest. No, you didn't. You were confused. You had a self-sabotaging hiatus. You were in your feelings because you were operating. And sometimes you got to tell the truth. You ain't got to tell social media about what you went through. Sometimes you got to tell yourself, I'm going through it. See, I love my tribe. I love my tribe off social, because we can be honest about these things. I went through you go through a season of like, I don't even know what I'm doing no more. You're going to go through that as an entrepreneur. You have to be honest with yourself. But some of us need to start learning how to concentrate again. You need to learn how to use your imagination again. You need to learn how to dream again. Some of y'all don't forget how to do that. You forget how to do that. 40, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 70. You forgot how to dream. Because many of your dreams that you will have will not include a lot of the people that live a limited life. And you're going to have to find yourself distancing yourself from people who don't see past their zip code for anything that they desire to do. So you're going around telling people supernatural events that you have decided that will come through to people who don't live supernaturally. You know how off that is? That's why you're not moving. Let me ask you something, girl. What you think about this? Look at their life. Are they living paycheck to paycheck? Do they live by faith? I know it's triggering, but it's okay. I'm just giving you something to consider. Well, my sister, she did this for 5 years. What is your sister doing now? She really ain't. Okay, then what did she say? She said, girl, I would just, if I were you, I wouldn't even. You gotta be very conscientious about who you open your mouth to in this season, especially when you're writing down a list of decisions, when you're planning. I told y'all this was gonna be a lengthy live. When you are writing your decisions out, your list of decisions, and you're preparing for the next season in your life, you are going to have to be careful about who you disclose your stuff to. You already told us stop running out about. You got to stop. Because we really do. We have a tendency because we're looking for validation. We're looking for someone to approve us. Now, if you're paying a coach or whatever, that's a completely different conversation. You know, if you have invested in someone, but I really honor, because your coach is supposed to empower you to decide, like, do you stand in your decision about what you're doing? So that's coming from me. When my clients tell me that they want to do this, you want to make $25,000 this month or whatever, and do you feel comfortable with that number? I do, coach. I feel comfortable. I'm a little nervous. That's kind of what I need, because I don't need you to root yourself in that, but I also need you to be a little nervous because it's something that you've never done before. And you are positioning your faith to start walking in a supernatural way that you've never done before. So when you hit 25K and you realize it ain't that much money, because it ain't, then you be like, oh, okay, I got here. I've achieved that. Now it's time to go bigger. But bigger looks like what, though? Does bigger look like more, or does bigger look like smarter? That's a word. That is a word. Because many times we be thinking that you have to do more when it's simply just smarter strategic moves at this point. Going bigger means that I'm going bigger in terms of smarter that actually supports me while I'm not crashing my business in the meantime or crashing my life. I may have a little bit of a transition where it's something I've never done before, but it's not something that's going to take me out in terms of burn me out. I don't want to be burnt out. I want to be abundant. So that's why I tell people, like, if you want coaching, if you want real intense coaching, you need to get it now. Because if you are stopping and starting all the time, and you talking about you want to manifest abundance and you want abundance in your life, you need to decide, like, I need some help to root myself in that. You can't run from something that you need to work on. You're not going to ever see it. Even in the 8A portal, everybody else can manifest around you and you still sit there looking sour because You didn't root yourself in the belief. They did, but you didn't. All these people manifesting, I still ain't got it, because why? You did not root yourself in the belief. That's a skill. And if you know your significant other or your friendships are not in alignment, and everybody else, your friends and all this stuff, everybody talking negative and you know, girl, they talking about a recession comment. Girl, we ain't finna talk about that right now. Girl, in my world, there is no recession. I don't even do them. The country can announce the Great Recession, the Great Depression, the Great Regression. It doesn't affect me and my household. You need to start declaring. Some of y'all really need to start declaring that that does not affect me and my household. It's not affecting. It's not even coming on my block. In fact, I'm so psychotic about this. My whole entire zip code ain't even being touched by it. Everybody in my zip code, including my household, this whole street. Sometimes you got to just start declaring and decreeing, put that in the air. I decree and declare this entire street. They're going to be like, why that neighborhood right there, none of them were. In fact, they flourished over there. They buying Benzes and they moving and traveling and blessing people. And, you know, money just been coming in the mailbox, and it's just been abundance just been coming in. Like, people just, look, let me tell you something, because this has happened. People just, you know, I'm in Target and this lady just comes up to me and gives me a wad of cash, telling me God told me to give it. Things happen when you walk by the miraculous. You got to live by faith. You know, that's the difference. By way of. I can't believe how quiet, like, y'all are blowing me away. Like, this is like straight gold. So I don't want to hear another word about, I just can't get it. I don't know what's wrong. Get into a state. This is where I really want y'all to get to. I need y'all to get into a state of peace. Get into a state of peace and root yourself in security. Start asking yourself questions. As of right now, am I secure? Absolutely. As of right now, am I safe? Absolutely. As of right now, am I breathing, and am I breathing okay? Absolutely. As of right now, this very moment, am I hungry? No. As of right now, do I have a roof over my head? Absolutely. Do I have a car that's working? Yes. Do I have a business with clients? Yes, I do. Do I have a business vision that is worth clients coming in and they see the value of what I'm offering? Yes. So then you have to ask yourself, so why am I anxious? Because I'm creating stories that have not happened. And actually, they will never happen. So what is making me so resistant to manifest bold things into my life? Because I'm fearing what? Because I'm safe in this moment. I'm not like going hungry. I have food in the refrigerator. I got clothes on my back. So what's up? What is that? Because we are taught to always worry about the future. You got it, y'all. It's just so much going on. So you're gonna have to. It's so much great. They didn't prophesy, but you can also reverse that. Because they say that people are gonna be. I'm reversing that. You can believe that if you want to. It's true if you believe it. I heard a relative say the other day, well, people don't want to hear the truth. Truth is by belief. Ain't nobody got to sit here and hear your truth. I don't have to accept your truth. It's your opinion. Oh, they don't want to hear the truth. What's the truth for you? It's time to create truth. What is true for you in your household? What is true for you in your health? What is true for you in your business? What is true for you in your life? See, and this is the reason why when people come to you with all these prophecies and all these fear-based antics, if it doesn't line up to what I have decided, that's a lie. And no, that's a lie. Because me and God already sat down and planned this out. And this is what we decided. And you come in here and tell me some conflicting information based on what you know about me. You're not gonna mess up my journey of manifesting the life that I've always dreamed of. I'm doing this by way of faith. And that's for me to live a miraculous, faithful, and prosperous life, period. So women, grow the business. Like, stop procrastinating, stop overthinking. That is so ego driven. That is so flesh deep. Like, it's all about your skin. When you overthink, that's perfection. That's pursuit of perfection. And I understand that because it's rooted in our psyche to be perfect. Like, you have to be perfect. You got to be a leader. You got to stand out. You're the example. That has to go. That has to go. Do it messy. Do it nervous. This is Leo season, right? The lion's gate. This is roaring season. Like, I don't care, get out of my way. When a lion comes down your street, I think you're gonna probably sit in the house. A lion comes walking down the street, looking from side to side, trying to find, you're gonna stay in your house. And you're gonna mind your business, or you're gonna call them like, somebody come and get this lion out of the street. That's how people need to treat you when you coming down the street. Like, I ain't finna mess with her. Because I'm being bold right now. When you see me up, maybe it's going to take me staying up to 1 o'clock in the morning to get something done. Maybe it's going to take me to, wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, or 3 o'clock in the morning, just to get my email scheduled. Or write out a grant, or send a contract in. Or connecting with people online, or creating content. And scheduling and batching my posts. Maybe it's going to take me waking up at different times and missing different events because of whatever reason. I'm not here for short-term microwave pleasure. I'm here for long-term longevity, permanent growth, because a year from now, my life got to look different. And that means that if something was to happen, and maybe nothing will happen, but I want options. I don't ever want to feel like I have to scrape and sell stuff and hurry up and panic. I don't ever want to get into that mindset. Do you know how that's fight or flight? That's survival. That's hurry up and let's go. Now you need to be like, all right, y'all. So here's the plan. We're going to come from a calm state. This date we need to be, and we need to go ahead and period. Don't do anything out of fear. Do everything out of love, right? So I hope that this live really spoke to you today. Obviously, the Matriarch CEO Coaching Program is open. Get yourself together. Tonight, sit down and plan out your life and stop procrastinating. Stop putting stuff off. Get it done. Okay? I pray that y'all have an amazing, amazing week ahead. We going, period.